The race for the White House. Both Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton have cemented their leads following the latest rounds of presidential primaries. For analysis on Tuesday's results, I'm joined by Brendon O'Connor. He's with the United States Study Centre of the University of Sydney. Thanks very much for your time there, Brendon. Now, results make it very difficult to stop Trump here. Is Trump right to cement himself as the Republican nominee, do you think?
Well, Trump never undervalues his position or underestimates it, so he's always very confident to talk about himself as a leader, as a winner. It makes it very hard to stop him getting the 1,237 delegates, that's right, but there is a small chance that he will not be able to achieve that, particularly if he doesn't win Indiana in early May. So the race in some ways is coming down to Indiana, and then California will be an enormous kind of finishing point on June 6, where Trump will either get the amount of delegates or just fall short in that primary.
He seems to be in a fairly interesting position here. I mean, the party doesn't want him as their nominee. Is that quite an unusual position to be in?
Well, unprecedented, I think, would be the way of seeing it. In 1964, there were some Republicans who were very nervous about Barry Goldwater, but not to this extent. Donald Trump really doesn't have endorsement of hardly anyone within the Republican Party hierarchy, the National Republican Committee, and he has very few elected Republicans who are willing to stand up and say he's the best person to be the next American president. So Trump really is like a virus to the party, and the leadership are in some ways having to suck on the prospect of a fairly poisonous pill in electing him as their nominee.
And it seems, in terms of Hillary Clinton, she's sort of on a winning streak now too. She's won 4 of 5 states. How do these wins shape her campaign moving forward?
Well, Hillary Clinton will be the nominee. If she does not pull out of the race, and she will not pull out of the race, she will be the Democratic Party nominee. Bernie Sanders now is in a position where it's almost mathematically impossible for him to win unless he was to win by something like 70% majorities in the remaining states, and that won't happen. So she's, I think, pivoting to the national election, to the election in November, and Sanders will continue as a candidate with a message.
Right, okay. Thanks very much for that contribution there, Brendon. Brendon in Sydney.